if you dig the slim neutral profile of an OTF, but you either just don't really dig the action that is required out of an OTF, or you potentially live somewhere where it's just not legal to carry, but you like the idea, you like how slim it would be in the pocket, and you wish there was an alternative, well, I might just have that solution for us today from Ka-Bar in partnership with Eck Knives, the Eck Ka-Bar folder, which is potentially a Spartan Knives clone. What? How you doing, everybody, and welcome back to another blade review here at Gideon's Tactical. I'm Aaron, kicking it with you guys, and I'm super stoked to do this unique breakdown of this unique blade. Yes, the Eck folder from Ka-Bar is designed by the same guy that designed a recent Spartan Blades folder, which is the Namek, I think is how you say that. That is the last name of the co-founder and designer of this knife, as well as the Spartan Blades version, and the co-founder of A&V Knives. A&V Knives is the Czech Republic-based company that we've reviewed over the years with really cool, unique profiles and designing. He's partnered with Spartan Blades, and then therefore, because Spartan Blades, here's the P200 recently reviewed. This is such a great EDC knife, and like small combat knife. I love this thing. Anyway, yeah, he partnered with Spartan Blades. Spartan Blades partners with Ka-Bar, so it's just kind of like a trickle effect. So the Spartan Blades version is somewhat smaller. It's going to be more expensive at about 170 to 180 because it has carbon fiber and or titanium. This is GRN. They both are going to be sharing S35VN steel. They're both going to be made in Taiwan, both the Spartan Blade version and the 4-inch Eck version. But this guy, I was just cruising on GP Knives and happened to score for $110. Normally it's about $120 everywhere else. So if you are interested throughout this video for this model, as well as some competitive options we're going to discuss, always appreciate when you check out the links provided below. But for $110, Ka-Bar really swinging in 2024. So very cool, and can save you some money and give you a little bit more reach potentially than the Spartan Blade. So let's get into it. Now, the handle is really like the showstopper because it's a wild profile. You can just see there how the blade is raised above the scale, and they match that with that little guy right there. Really interesting. Either you're gonna love or hate that aspect of the design. It has grown on me since picking it up and carrying it. But the thing that I noticed right away that I totally dig is even though the handle is 5¼ inches long overall, it's gonna come in at just over about 3 ounces in weight. The GRN with steel liners in there, giving it nice rigidness. It's not gonna be flexy and bendy. It has, it's basically that OTF, the Ultratech diameter and dimensions. And if you look at like a Sharpie, it's slightly shorter than a Sharpie. It's gonna be about the same thickness as a Sharpie and about a Sharpie and a half high. So, I mean, this is ideal for the guy who, is in meetings, business suit, going out to dinners, but you want a very high reaching, meaning 4-inch reach blade, and a lot of real estate to work with. This is going to give it to you, because a lot of people, you throw that down, a lot of people may not even realize that that's a knife. They may be like, is that just like a weird pen or something you got there? What is that? And then obviously one of the best benefits is that pocket clip, wired, blacked out. You're going to have a little bit of shifting. I screwed it down as tight as I could. It wobbles side to side ever so slightly, but it's not coming out at all. You can unscrew that on those cross Eck styled pivot, or not pivot, well, it is the pivot. This is also the pocket clip. So, I mean, that's a cool integration. I like that. Their commando style knives back in the 40s during World War II had that, and they've carried it over ever since. So you can unscrew it, swap it right or left with that flipper that we'll get to in a moment. So, I mean, it just disappears in the pocket. I love wire pocket clips because they don't scratch cars and they almost disappear. So again, just really working well with that aspect and that flow through construction. Now, as we get to deployment, I do want to invite you guys to hit that like button if you're enjoying this type of content, and to consider subscribing if you haven't yet. And it is truly you guys in partnership with our sponsors that help me to get out, buy gear just like this, and create the content and test out and give you guys good pros and cons for different equipment. And I want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, which is LA Police Gear. And they're running an insane deal right now on Merrell Moab 2 tactical waterproof boots, which are now on closeout and at a new low price. And this version comes not only in mid-top, but also in this 8-inch version that I've been using quite a bit lately as I've been trekking about in the winter conditions in Colorado with a side zipper. Perfect because it's not getting into my socks because of those high tops and their waterproof capability. That's great. And the waterproof leather in conjunction with the Select Dry membrane I've found have really been able to keep the moisture out and let my feet breathe so they don't get clammy. Through the years of different Moab designs that I've had, I've always appreciated the Vibram soles that they're built out of in conjunction with the high grip 5mm lugs that just grab onto whatever terrain I'm trekking through. So these are in stock and in black with tons of sizes to choose from currently, but these are on closeout, so when they're gone, they're gone. So I encourage you guys to check out the link in the description box below this video over to the LA Police Gear website, where you can explore all the features and decide on which design makes more sense for you. And I'll also include my exclusive 10% off promo code you can apply towards your purchase year-round. So hop on over and score yourself an excellent pair of boots before they're gone for good. Now, ergonomically, as we get into that deployment, you can just see there I got tons of real estate, and even that pocket clip isn't even doing nothing. But I'm just really locked into place. I really like that. That flipper really keeps me in check, so I could totally do, you know, a good pierce, stab. Now, of course, again, it's not a combat knife or something. Self-defense tool, though. If you know what you're doing, potentially got that good ribbing again, that traction right there. Now, that flipper, no jimp, large, easy, just accelerates the blade on ball bearings and it just drops into place, has a great detent. Like I'm pushing on it, it's not coming, but then, if I were to think about it, bye-bye, overcomes that detent, but that detent is gonna keep it into place. It's not accidentally gonna come out, and the tip is nice and buried. I cannot snag that tip, so very well executed. Ka-Bar executed this really well, and I like it. I mean, they really did well getting the design idea out there. So ball bearings, like I said, which are fine on knives like this. This is, again, not going to a job site. This is going to a dinner meeting, you know, and maybe cutting your steak or something. On a liner lock, that liner lock has just slight play side to side, almost none. I mean, it's almost, actually, I mean, I feel a slight rock, but that could just be the overall blade just slightly flexing. And then absolutely none up and down. So very solid lockup on a liner lock, a little bit of jimping, very easy for me to disengage. That flipper stops right there on my thumb, and then again, just like drops into place. So zero complaints, and because it's got the flip, you know, pocket clip, flip, they're for lefties, and then you just use your thumb, boom, close, done. So really cool. Again, it's just going to come down to the really unique profile. Now, the blade, 4 inches, DLC coated, you can see is obviously wearing. I love it. It's just over an eighth. It's like 0.13 on that thickness. Great swedge. It's like all sweep. Obviously for piercing, great sweeping cuts as well, though. For just general utility, again, a really cool steak knife. Bust that out at a dinner table. Booyah. Be maybe a conversation starter and help you land that deal you've been working on all evening. So, yeah, totally a great performer. Now to this one aspect that I'm a little... Okay, the S35VN steel made in Taiwan. No problem, super glad it's made in Taiwan. I way would rather take it made there versus other places in the vicinity. So, heck yeah. But now, the Spartan blades that are also made in Taiwan with the same steel are stating on their website 58 to 60 Rockwell. That is exactly what you want for S35VN, and I love S35VN. It's a great workhorse of a steel. Ka-Bar is stating that they're doing 56 to 59. That is low and wide margins. So I don't know why they did that. If that is in fact true, that's kind of disappointing. And I will state from personal experience, I was cutting pork chops last night with this. I, rubbed the fork tines, I'm cutting, and I hit the fork tines once or twice like you would. And yes, it's hitting metal, but I rolled the edge on this, and I had to bust out my Work Sharp field sharpener. Great way to tune up your blades. If you don't own one of these, I'll have links below. You guys can score one of these. I mean, every knife lover should have one of these. I mean, great for, honing blades. So it took like 5 minutes, but I mean, I had damage right in this area on the blade that most of my other S35VN blades do not occur that quickly with that type of work. So that was a little disappointing. I would say it's softer than it should be, and still, I mean, a good steel still will outperform like 8CR or AUS8, type of steels. But I wish that they had brought up the Rockwell if that is in fact true, and based off of my experience, I would say it is. So that is a little disappointing, and my one drawback to the design if you're digging this type of profile. Now, for some food for thought, obviously the Cold Steel Recon 1 is an epic choice right there. About the same price, 110 to 120. Taiwan, S35VN, completely different knife. Double the weight, lockback that's insane. Combat style, lots of different options to choose from. G10, epic tool. This would be for the job site. This is for the business meeting. So, but just wanted to run in another option. And again, I'm seeing just a little bit better wear resistance on this S35VN than on this guy. Then as another alternative liner lock with GRN handles is the Spyderco Tenacious, made in China, out of S35VN steel, about $100 ballpark, give or take. A little bit shorter blade, obviously, like not even in the same ballpark, like style, obviously, and blade shape and stuff, but liner lock, ambidextrous, full flat grind, great little blade. And that's an alternative if style isn't really your thing, but you're liking kind of the price point and materials and that type of thing. So those are two alternatives. But let me know, guys. Let me leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this tool, the Namek Spartan version. If you own either of these, how they've been performing, particularly if you own this one, and the steel, how's it been holding up for you, your experience with that. Very cool option that is definitely worth carrying in certain scenarios. But I want to know what you guys think, your take on this. But I'm really glad to see the direction that Ka-Bar is going, and I hope that they continue, maybe dial in the steel heat treat and Rockwell a little bit. And hopefully this is a sign of interesting, cool, good material things to come from Ka-Bar. Until next time, I invite you to check out the other video popping up, to subscribe, and always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and I'll see you out there.